to be Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Senator Crapo and I have been talking in considerable detail about how to proceed this morning because so many of our colleagues have hearings and business, many committees conducting business. So after consultation with the ranking member, our friend Senator Crapo, we have agreed on how we're going to proceed. We're going to use the time to make statements about the nomination. I'll make a short statement. Senator Crapo will make a short statement. There may be other colleagues who wish to make statements as well. At that point, the Finance Committee will recess until 11:30 when the committee will reconvene in the President's room off the Senate floor to have the vote. So I'll offer a statement now with respect to Mr. Magnus, and then my friend Senator Crapo will offer his statement. So, as noted, we're going to vote today on the nomination of Chief Chris Magnus to lead Customs and Border Protection. And I believe it is clear that Chief Magnus is highly qualified for what I think all sides, we can have some differences of opinion around here, but I think all sides would say this is a difficult job. Chief Magnus is a highly respected law enforcement leader, the chief of police in Tucson, Arizona, a major population center near our southern border. So he has valuable, hands-on, first-hand experience dealing with the immigration challenges that are central to this job. And it's clear to me that he's committed to strong enforcement of our country's immigration laws. Second, Chief Magnus is also committed to us that the customs and trade aspect of the agency, the work that is so important there, isn't going to get short shrift on his watch. This has been an issue that has plagued Customs and Border Patrol in the past. So it's important to get the customs mission done right, and because the pandemic has thrown supply chains into disarray and caused major headaches for businesses and consumers, this is a matter that senators hear about day in and day out because it is urgent business for the people we have the honor to represent. Chief Magnus told us he will ensure that the ports have the customs staffing that they need, and the chief wants to improve their efficiency in a way that maintains safety as well. The chief is also committed to enforcing the United States ban on products that are made with forced labor to help ensure the products are stopped at the border and never enter the U.S. market. This is certainly a big challenge, but modern-day slavery is an affront to American values and is, in my view, the worst kind of unfair trade practice. Chief Magnus understands that this is an area where the United States cannot fudge, the United States cannot compromise. These are priorities for this committee, and I particularly want to commend our colleague from Ohio, Senator Brown, who has been such a leader on these forced labor issues, and I've been glad to partner with him. Finally, it's clear to me that Chief Magnus is going to handle this job with hard work and bring a real sense of decency to this task. He shares the view that enforcing our immigration laws and treating people humanely, those two priorities are not mutually exclusive. We can do both, and I believe Chief Magnus will do that. He's got a record of bringing people together. He's pragmatic. He's committed to transparency, and he's stepping up to take the job because, as he told us, he wants to make a difference. He's the right choice, and he deserves strong support. Certainly, we've got members who have strong views on that. We're going to be here should any members wish to come in. I intend to support Chief Magnus's nomination, and I hope that members of the committee will do the same. Senator Crapo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're here, as you indicated, to vote on the nomination of Christopher Magnus to be Commissioner of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. I intend to oppose this nomination. As I said during the nominees' hearing, CBP's responsibilities are staggering under the best of circumstances. But the present is not the best of circumstances, not while CBP faces an unprecedented border crisis. This fiscal year ended with 1.7 million apprehensions on the southern border, the highest on record. Tragically, but not surprisingly, it also led to another record, the highest annual number of migrant deaths, 557 dead trying to cross our borders. While our brave men and women of the Border Patrol do everything they can to address this tragedy, Criminal cartels are using the opportunity to move more drugs than ever across the southern border. This year alone, the Border Patrol seized over 390 kilograms of fentanyl. Consider that number next to this one. 1 kilogram of fentanyl has the potential to kill 500,000 people. Plainly put, communities around the country, including those in Idaho that are far from the southern border, are suffering because of the ongoing crisis unfolding at our southern border. I cannot understand why the administration refuses to call this the crisis that it is, other than to avoid taking responsibility and committing the requisite resources to address it. The nominee was asked by members of this committee multiple times to acknowledge that we face a crisis. He declined to do so. Although I will not be voting in favor of Mr. Magnus's nomination today, I believe we do share common concerns, including combating the importation of goods made with forced labor and enforcing our trade remedy laws. If confirmed, I will work with Mr. Magnus to address these and other issues in a bipartisan manner. Mr. Chairman, thank you for holding this markup today.
Thank you, Senator Crapo. We'll continue to work together on these issues. And as we talked about yesterday, we've got a whole host of areas of bipartisan opportunity, and I think we've already seen the members on both sides of the aisle very interested in some of the issues like mental health and savings and the like. So we're going to be working together on a variety of issues. And given that, I don't see any additional colleagues on either the Democratic or Republican side. The Finance Committee is going to recess until 11:30 a.m. We'll reconvene at that time in S216. And with that, the committee is adjourned.